So the problem I'm going to be looking at is scenario B. So this is the problem at hand, 1/2 plus a third. So it says that most of the pupils are given the answer 2/5. And now this answer is wrong, and I'm just going to try and explain why I think that's wrong, and then try and give the correct solution, and then explain how I'd approach that problem with the pupils. So you can see that where the pupils are going wrong at the moment is that they're just adding the numerators together to get 2, 1 plus 1 equals 2, and adding the denominators together to get 5. So 2 plus 3 equals 5, and then they're getting this answer of 2/5. But that's not correct, so adding these two fractions together does not give you 2/5. You can see that a half is actually bigger than 2/5, because a half is equal to 2/4. 2/5 is smaller than 2/4. So this cannot be correct if you're adding another fraction onto it. So what the pupils should be doing instead is trying to find the lowest common multiple between the denominators. So the lowest common multiple between 2 and 3 is 6. So 2 3s are 6, and 6 divides by 2. So on the denominator, for the denominators, you're going to have 6. Now you're going to have to change the numerators as well. So I'd explain to the pupils that to get the numerators, they multiply the numerator by the denominator on the opposite side of this original fraction. So 1 times 3 is 3, so a half is equal to 3/6. And you multiply this numerator by this denominator, 1 times 2 is 2, which is 2/6. Sorry, my pen's just running out. If you add these two together then, you get 5/6, which is the answer to the question. And we can write half plus a third is equal to 5/6. So it's quite an easy mistake to make that the pupils have made, but this is just the logical way that they can think about it. So how I'd approach the pupil, challenging the pupils on this question, is going over the question again, thinking about asking them why they got to that answer, trying to correct them on that by perhaps using some visual aids, so using some counters or maybe some food or something, and arranging it so that they can see that a half is larger than 2/5, and so that this can't be correct. Then I think about using the counters and arranging them and sharing them so that we can multiply a half to get to 3/6, and they can see that that fraction is equal to the other. And then I'd introduce the sort of explanation that I went through before, to find the lowest common multiple, and then perhaps challenge them with another question to see if they can transfer the skills they've learned from that explanation in the question. But hopefully that would get the point across, and using a visual aid would be useful because it's more engaging and is right in front of them, so they can sort of more easily gauge what's going on, and hopefully get to this answer of 5/6 instead. And we could perhaps introduce a third term to see how they deal with that. So maybe if we introduced a half plus a third plus a quarter, say, and try to ask them to find the lowest common multiple of 2, 3 and 4, and see how they deal with that. And just keeping the challenges coming with that kind of question so that they fully understand and check that they're not going to make that mistake again in another question would be the most useful thing to do, I think. Yeah, that's it.